Hello, my name is Lauren Macias Cervantes, and I will be serving as your presenter on behalf of the Lufkin District. We would like to welcome you to this Texas Department of Transportation's virtual public meeting with an in-person open house option for the US 259 Widening project. This meeting is being held to gather public feedback on the proposed project, which will aid TxDOT to further refine the design and establish the proposed right-of-way needs. In our pre-recorded presentation, we'll be discussing a project overview covering the need and purpose of the project limits and proposed design, project schedule and next steps, environmental overview, and the public comment process. Given the continued precautions with COVID-19, TxDOT is conducting this public meeting online and providing an option to attend in person. This pre-recorded presentation will cover the same information the Lufkin District will share in person. All project information can be found on the TxDOT website. Directions on where to find project information and how to provide your comments will be addressed throughout the presentation. Now, let's start talking about the project details. US 259 is an important roadway for rural connectivity, carrying approximately 13,000 vehicles per day and serving as a hurricane evacuation route and major freight corridor. Due to a high number of crashes in the area, safety improvements are needed. The goals of the project include improving safety, reducing congestion, facilitating hurricane evacuation, and enhancing freight mobility. The proposed improvements on US 259 will begin south of State Highway 204 and proceed north approximately 6.77 miles to the Rusk County line. Construction funding, which is estimated at $27.9 million, was allocated in TxDOT's 2020 Unified Transportation Program, with an anticipated construction start date in fall 2025. The existing US 259 roadway consists of two 12-foot northbound lanes, two 12-foot southbound lanes, and outside shoulders that vary from 4 feet to 8 feet. TxDOT proposes to widen the existing roadway approximately 20 feet to add a 16-foot two-way left turn lane separating the northbound and southbound travel lanes and 10-foot outside shoulders. In addition, the project will add a 12-foot acceleration lane along US 259 for State Highway 204 northbound traffic to merge with northbound US 259 traffic. Additional improvements have been included based on feedback from the October 13th, 2020 virtual public meeting, such as reconfiguring the State Highway 204 intersection and adding right turn lanes at FM 2664, FM 1087, and State Highway 204. The proposed project will require the purchase of additional right-of-way. The additional right-of-way width needed to accommodate the wider pavement would increase the existing right-of-way by an average of 45 feet. The amount of additional right-of-way would vary throughout the project limits, depending on constraints and topography of the area. Based on TxDOT's preliminary schematic, which is available for public review, it is anticipated approximately 41.8 acres of additional right-of-way will be needed. Most of the proposed right-of-way would be required along the east side of US 259. As TxDOT was trying to avoid and minimize impacts to residential displacements, utilities, churches, cemeteries, and other constraints in the project area. There are a few areas where additional right-of-way will also be needed on the west side. More information on this project is available by visiting www.txdot.gov. And in the upper right corner, use the search feature and enter US 259 Widening. That will lead you to the project page, which is pictured here. Scroll down to the Get Involved area and click on Virtual Public Meeting with In-Person option April 26, 2022. Click on that link to view the online meeting notice page. On the next slide, we'll talk about the meeting materials that are available. We also encourage you to sign up to receive project email updates. You can do that by clicking on the Subscribe to Updates button near the top of the project page. Pictured here is the online meeting notice page, which includes the meeting materials. By noon on Tuesday, April 26, 2022, all meeting materials such as the project schematic, recorded video presentation, and other information will be posted on this page. You can also submit online comments by clicking on the email link near the bottom of the online notice meeting page. Due to the limited visibility of this slide, you may not be able to see everything in detail, but we wanted to bring your attention to a couple of areas that we thought would help you as you view the schematic available on the website. Please take a minute to review the plan legend. This legend will illustrate what the various colored symbols on the schematic represent. For example, the orange dashed line represents TxDOT's existing right-of-way. The red dashed line represents the proposed right-of-way that would be needed for this project, and the solid black lines depict property boundary lines. You may also note white circles with numbers. These are to help identify property owners. Property information and boundary lines were obtained from the Nacogdoches County Appraisal District. So what happens next? TxDOT is encouraging public comments. We need to know if there are other things we need to consider as we move forward with the design. For example, looking at areas of concern that we may have missed, like unmarked cemeteries, hazardous material locations, etc. Once the official comment period ends, the Lovekin District teams will review all public comments as part of the project evaluation and use it as a guide to continue refining the design and begin environmental studies. The development of the engineering plans and environmental studies are anticipated to be completed in approximately 12 months. Once TxDOT has received approval of the environmental studies, TxDOT will then begin the right-of-way acquisition process. Upon completion of right-of-way acquisitions, utility adjustments can begin. Construction is estimated to begin in early 2026. Please note that the environmental review, consultation, and other actions required by applicable federal environmental laws for this project are being or have been carried out by TxDOT pursuant to 23 U.S.C. 327 and a Memorandum of Understanding dated December 9, 2019, and executed by FHWA and TxDOT. Public involvement is an important part of the environmental process. Several outreach and advertising methods were used to inform the public of this event. TxDOT appreciates your participation in the environmental and project development process. In reference to the environmental review, reports analyzing impacts to a variety of environmental resources, such as community, cultural resources, hazardous materials, and biological resources, will be completed. Once complete, these reports can be made available for public review upon request. Please let us know if you have any comments or concerns regarding environmental issues in the area. There are a variety of ways you can submit your comments, either through online, by leaving a recorded voicemail, or mailing your comments as noted here. Again, all comments must be received by Wednesday, May 11th, 2022 to be part of the official virtual meeting summary report. Thank you for your interest. Your input will be used by TxDOT to further refine the design of the project and establish right-of-way needs. Please note, again, all comments and surveys must be received by Wednesday, May 11th, 2022 to be included in the official record as part of this virtual public meeting. Although only comments received by the deadline will be part of the official record, the public can contact TxDOT at any time with questions during the project development process. Again, you can visit www.txdot.gov and search US 259 widening for additional project information and subscribe the project page updates. Thank you again for watching. We appreciate your interest.